what's up, boxing fans? This is the Rope and Dope Report. Let me get this light out of here. Bruce Blitz and BloodBoxing made a video about racism. He called for a lot of the channels to get on a different subject. You know, I'd say the cliche, you know, racism has to stop. Well, we all know it's not going to stop, just like Chris 916 said. You know, I mean, you can look at it from way back when. Every culture, every time, there's always been some sort of racism. I mean, look what happened to Africa, and people may not like this example, but I'm going to give it to you. Look what happened to Africa. Asians and whites moved real close to their civilizations and their villages and that type of thing where they lived, and then, you know, traded with them, started integrating, which seems good, but then all of a sudden it created a lighter tone, a lighter skin through that, and then pretty soon there's racism going on. And the rich people are the lighter skinned Africans, and then the poor people will be the darker skinned. So no matter what, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. It happens whether it's religion, whatever it is. So it's not going anywhere. But in boxing, in this situation on YouTube, it's really ridiculous. You know, it's really ridiculous. You can love a fighter and you can be so biased towards a fighter, but you don't have to bring racism in it. Why don't you bring argument into it? Or at least just say some dumb stuff like, hey, you're a dumbass for thinking that, or you're an asshole, or why can't you use a different word? I mean, if you're going to be ignorant, at least be ignorant without being racist at the same time. That's my thoughts on it. It's not going away, but it sure could calm down. I mean, obviously, if black and whites and Hispanics and Asians and everybody all mixed together have babies, it's gonna go down. But then again, like I said, there's always gonna be tears, you know, unfortunately. I mean, maybe 1,000 years from now, it won't be like that. Maybe 500 years from now, it won't be that. For right now, it's gonna. But when we're on boxing, man, why don't we just stick it to boxing? Just stick it to boxing. I just said that. It sticks it to us, doesn't it? No, stick to boxing. You know, make your argument about your fighter, or just like I said, call someone an asshole. Okay, that's at least better than going to race. You know what I mean? Me personally, I've never had a problem with race because I had a black uncle. I have black cousins. I have Puerto Rican cousins. I have Mexican cousins, so it's never been a big deal to me. I mean, when I was younger, and I'm talking 2, 3 years old, I was a real quiet kid up until like 10, and I know that's probably hard for you guys to believe it. You hear me on the radio show, and then I'm talking my head off on this, but I was a quiet kid. And even at like family events and Christmas and any kind of barbecues, whatever the hell it was, family events, no one could come up to me and just grab me from, you know, other parts of my family. The only guy that could do it was, go figure, my cousin. And he was, we had a little cousin that was a John and a big cousin John, so we called him Big John. There was Little John, Big John, and Big John could pick me up and take me wherever the hell he was. I was just happy to be in his arms when I was a little guy. Then when I was like 10, still quiet, I even have pictures of me just smiling with him, almost dressing just like him. I really looked up to him, so I never had a problem with that because one of my persons that I felt safe with was a black person. So, you know, I lost my virginity to a black girl. I just always had race around me. My parents taught me that it was just basically no matter what in my family. Now I understand if you grow up in an area or your family is extremely racist and your peer group is extremely racist, you know. But when you're 18 and 20 and 21 and you start to get older, some people start to get older when they're 13 and 15 and 16. And no matter what it is, I've had ignorant views about women. I've had ignorant views about other subjects, not just race, or not race, but other subjects. And it's one of those things where you got to start thinking for your own. You know what I mean? And I don't know how much more evidence can be out there that we're all the same. You know what I mean? And we're all here. And I guess like in America, get used to it. You know what I mean? And not only that, but I agree with Blood when he says the next war is not going to be a race war. I think that's really overblown. I've heard people at my bar say that before, some old white dudes, And even some young white dudes, in my age, white dudes say that, and I don't think that's going to happen at all. It just won't happen at all, because the government wouldn't let that happen either. As far as white against black, and then they all fight, because that's going to fuck up the economy. Not to look at it in such a shallow way, but hey, the government would stop that just because of the economy. So anyway, let's just stop the racism as much as we can. Stick to boxing. That goes with every kind of comment. I love the people that leave like, you're gay. So let me get this straight. You're at home watching one dude talk about boxing and talk about a fight and making predictions, and the only thing you can come up with something to say is gay? I'm gay? I don't have any problem with gay people, but that's the only thing you're going to come up with? Think about what you're saying. You're thinking about gay stuff when you're looking at one guy talking about boxing, a complete different other thing. What's going on with your mind? Just come out of the closet, man. It's okay. Anyway, this has been the Rope and Dope Report. I want, just like Blood and Bruce Blitz, let's get everybody. I saw Chris 916. I've seen a couple other ones. Let's get, involved in this. And let's stop this stupid shit. Peace.